Oh, I need to go.
Yeah.
And I need to do.
Yeah.
Okay, that's streaming channel.
Right. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this Woodley Town Council's Planning and Community Committee meeting being held today on the 6th of January 2026. Woodley Town Council meetings are now recorded with recording streamed live and stored on the Town Council's YouTube channel. By virtue of attending the meetings, you consent to having your image and audio recorded for this purpose. If you do not wish for your image and audio to be recorded, then please do not stay for the meeting. For those in attendance, we're not expecting a fire drill tonight, so if you hear the fire alarm, please head to the nearest fire exit and congregate at the fire assembly point by the Oakwood Centre at the front of Woodford Park. Thank you. Well, we'll start the meeting, and the first item on the agenda is apologies. Do we have any apologies?
Thank you, Chair. Yes, we have apologies from councillors Horskins, Sartorell and Lewis. And just to note, councillors Horskins and Sartorell have joined us virtually.
Thank you. Any declarations of interest? No. Okay. Item 3 on the agenda is minutes of the Planning and Community meeting held on the 9th of December. Are we all happy that they're a true record and I can sign them as such? Yes. I will make one comment. I was down with, I hadn't listed as apologies, but I did give my apologies because I was driving part of the Christmas round.
I offered your apologies at the meeting as well.
Okay.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay, right.
We'll amend that.
Okay, thank you very much. Right, item 4, actions and follow-ups. To review the actions and follow-ups arising from previous meetings of the committee. That's on page 9 of the agenda. Is there anything that we need to update or have a report on?
I've got 2 updates.
Okay.
Chair, well, one not much of an update actually, but in relation to minute 58.2 and EV charging, I have followed that up with another letter to Woking Borough Council and awaiting a response. And in relation to minute 52/58.1, I did get a response back, further response from Stephen Conway, just to say that the matter of appointment of an executive member with responsibility for accessibility was still being considered. That was being put into.
Okay.
So there's some action.
Right. Okay. So no others. Everything else is as is. Thank you. Okay, come on to item 5, current planning applications. And these are listed on, or starting to be listed on page 11. And we will not work to the order of which the agenda is shown on the agenda, because we have quite a large representation with an interest in Butts Hill Road application. So the gentlemen at the back don't have to stand for the whole meeting. We'll bring it forward and we'll start with that one. So this is application 252757, and this is a full application for the proposed erection of one number 70 detached dwelling. Can we take these 2 together with 758 as well? Is that possible? We'll take the next one. So it's 2 separate applications for 2 semi-detached. Okay, first of all, from the committee, is there any comments that you wish to bring up at this time? Yeah, Carol.
I prefer to hear from the residents.
Okay.
They're the ones that
that's
know what
fine.
it's like.
Okay, do we have a spokesman from the representatives here regarding this application? Somebody would like to make any comments on the application at this stage?
So I'm Louise Gostron's daughter. She lives at 21 Caribou Close, and in the planning application that he's put forward, he wants to gain access through Caribou Close. However, my mother actually owns that piece of land, and I bought it with me. It's registered on the land registry, so he cannot get access through Caribou Close, because that is actually my mother's land.
Yes. Have you made any representation on that to the borough at this stage?
No, I was advised by a solicitor to write to the person who had submitted the planning also to the architect and also to the builder. And those letters went out just before Christmas.
Okay.
So they're all aware that and I referenced the land registry title number and everything
Okay.
to say that my mum owns that piece of land, so access cannot be granted through Caribou Close.
Thank you. So that needs to be.
It's probably as well to write to Wokingham Borough, detailing that at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay, because they are the ones who are ultimately responsible for the decision.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Let's have a look.
Sorry, is there a deadline on that letter?
It's, I don't know what I think that went. didn't it? Yeah.
Just check. It's referenced on one of the objections, though.
Yes, I did.
Along with the land registry.
Right. Okay. So
The number and everything's on there. Do I still need to write to them? Yes.
I would
Yeah.
use that as a belt and braces job if you like. So yeah, go that way. Thank you. Okay. As far as other concerns, yeah, it's out of character because, well, you mentioned as out of character because they're semi-detached and there's no semi-detached in that area, I believe, and it's overbearing. Okay, do we have any comments?
Yeah. The only thing that I would say is, and I don't throw a spanner in the works, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I would be quite angry myself if I lived in Caribou Close. But there was another application back in 2022 from, I believe, number 36 Butts Hill Road, to do a similar thing in their back garden with access through, is it Maple Drive?
Mm.
Yeah, access was through Maple Drive. And as the original builders of Ransom Drive left a ransom strip there, planning permission was granted. Exactly the same in all respects.
So yeah,
So Ransom
Millgate.
Strip was Millgate left that, of which my mother-in-law owns that
Yeah.
piece of land now.
Right.
So they
But-
can't go across it. It was originally Millgate built the houses in Caribou Close, and that piece of land was left, which my mother and father had responsibility for maintaining. However, my mum purchased that piece of land, so they've been there for over 20 years. So there is no, he cannot go, that is my mother's land,
Right.
so she can't, they can't.
I just want
Yeah.
you to be aware that, you know, they have approved one identical to this in the past. But other than that, no, I agree, it's out of street view. I can't understand why they're putting two applications for one semi-detached
It's two parts.
building.
Yeah.
It's a two parts.
It's two
Where's the
halves, but where's the point? I mean, you can't build up one half of a semi-detached house without the other
And they
half
have
to
to
it.
apply it, yeah.
So I'm surprised they put in two applications.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I think
Councillor Hawkins has his hand up, Chair.
yes. Right.
Thank you, Chair. Has anyone asked for this to be listed via their borough council?
No, not at
That
this
was all my
stage.
point.
I think that's a very good point. Are you aware of what listing would mean? What it means is when it goes to the borough, there's two ways that it can be dealt with. It can either be dealt with by the planning officers themselves, or it can be dealt with by a committee. And if you ask for it to be listed, you would approach your borough councillor for that area and ask him to list it. And what that means is that it is heard by a committee of councillors rather than the planning officers. It also means that that borough councillor can speak against or for, whichever the case may be. And also it gives you the opportunity to speak as well. So it has a wider audience. It gives you a greater opportunity to make your feelings known. And I would suggest perhaps in this case that that's an area or an avenue that you take to achieve that. So borough councillor for that area?
I think it's Shahid Yunus.
It is Shahid, is it?
Shahid,
Yeah.
Anderson Swaddle, or
Three councillors.
Yusra Sam.
Yeah. Did you catch the names then? Shahid Yunus.
Shahid Yunus. They're on their website. You
Yeah.
see them.
Okay.
Yeah, Alison
Shahid
Swaddle.
Yunus.
Alison Swaddle
Alison
and
Swaddle, yeah.
Yusra Salmon.
And Yushra, yes.
Yeah, I would think that would be your best route to take.
They'll be helpful to you.
Yeah,
And ask for it to be listed.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
yes, and I would suggest you do that fairly, well, more or less immediately to get it in
I'll do
time.
that this week.
For some
Okay.
reason, sorry, I thought the decision on this particular planning application was going to be made in a few days or maybe a week or so. So depending on the time of
Have we got a decision date?
No,
No, the consultation period closes, but not the decision date has been given, has it?
Sorry, I don't have it handy yet. I'm just looking, Chair. I'll find it. It's going to take me a few moments.
All right, yeah, anyway.
If you go on the Wokingham side, while Kevin's looking for it, the planning side, on the first page of it, right down the bottom, it will have decision date by. They put the validation date, the date it's been submitted, the validation date, and the date of a decision, which is
You're not aware of that
8
date,
weeks after.
We're just trying to get the date.
Oh, great.
Yeah, sorry, I'm having a couple of technical difficulties, but I'll be.
Bear with us, we'll get there.
It has to be within the consultation period.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can find.
Can you
Can we not
call it
list
a committee now?
Sorry?
Can you actually, everyone wanted to go to committee, so can you call it a committee now? Does it have to go via the?
It goes through the Wokingham Borough.
Yeah.
They're the authority that actually approves or rejects an application.
Oh, I get that, but people wanted to go to a committee meeting.
Yes.
Yeah. So can that be done via you, or does it have to go via the councillor?
It's done by a member of your, well, one of your group approaching a borough councillor.
Can they reject that or
Very unlikely.
not? Very well.
Yeah, very unlikely. Yeah, the borough councillors.
You were talking about the Maple Close. We have a connection with them, and we know that it was a bit of a disaster. It affected how one of them could sell their house. If we went to this listing thing, getting evidence from like how they experience it, is that worthwhile, or is it just what we've put in the kind of what the objections already?
I think when you attend that committee, as that listed committee meeting, it's the objections that you have now is really what you would need to highlight. Yeah. Carol.
The consultation period ends on the 2nd of January, but I'm sure with the Christmas period that probably would be eased. Yeah,
Yeah, it's already gone.
but this happened over Christmas, so I'm sure that would be seen with some lassitude.
Yeah. But obviously do it immediately. So,
It's better to as soon as
Yeah,
possible,
yeah.
whatever is
Don't
your
delay.
yeah. Okay, because that request has to come from you, not through us. So as I say, I would contact Alison Swaddle or Shahid Yunus to do that. As far as we're concerned, our recommendations would be, well, first of all, we would query this issue over ownership of that piece of land, not query it, but we would make that point with the council, with Wokingham Borough, and any other issues that we feel out of character is another one, and perhaps overbearing. Carol.
Yeah, the issue of land ownership is not relevant. Anybody could apply for
Yes.
planning permission on any piece of land they want to. Doesn't matter whether you own it or not. So I think we probably shouldn't mention that. Because we know that. We know
Yeah,
that.
okay, yes, yeah.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
If it turns out the access is not available through Caribou, what would happen to the application if another access was sought?
That would be viewed again as another planning
A
application.
new application?
Yes,
Okay, thanks.
yes. Okay, anything?
In point of fact, the town clerk actually wrote to Wokingham Borough saying that our planning meeting wasn't until tonight and that our comments will be submitted by the 8th of January. So I would suggest that gives you 2 days to get your application in.
Okay.
One more thing.
Yes.
Is it they can extend the consultation date if it's 2nd Jan because due to the Christmas and New Year's there's a holiday as well. So if they can give the application so they can extend as well.
We're thinking that possibly because of the Christmas period, it may well be extended, but they have got until the 8th anyway to put this in.
Yeah, where it doesn't tie in with the town council meetings, we let them know and they accept responses from this committee. So it's reasonable that they would accept public consultation responses.
I think that's
certainly get onto it first thing in the morning.
Yeah. Okay, we're not a decision-making council. The decision is always made with Wokingham Borough, and we can raise any points that we feel are relevant to give them guidance as to how we, as a town, we are feeling about the application, and that's where we go. So we will put forward the parts that we've considered tonight, and hopefully you can get this listed and attend their committee meeting. Okay. And that's as far as we go tonight, I'm afraid, but thank you very much for attending. You are welcome to stay for the rest of the meeting, but understandably, if you wish to leave, you can leave now. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
All right. Yeah. Thank you, Dave. Can't do anything else, can we? No. Thank Okay, thank you very much. We'll go back now in the order it's shown on the agenda. So we'll go back to application 251514, which is 72 Crockenwell Road. This is a retrospective application for a single-storey front extension to form a porch and a part 2-storey, part first floor side and part 2-storey, part side story rear extension. A bit confusing that, but anyway, that's the application that we're looking at, and this is a retrospective application as well. I did actually, because I looked at the drawings of this, I did actually drive past that particular property today and had a look, and it's still very much in its early stages with no roof and a lot of work going on. We have representatives here wishing to speak on behalf of that application. Yes. Did you want to speak now and make any comments?
Actually, I was doing that. You want me to just explain everything?
Sorry?
The building is already completed. The roof is completed. There's no tiles there. But we are doing now the retrospective because actually what happened, the first floor, there was garage. And the garage was single brick. So I thought the single brick is not enough for that. So we make it cavity.
Right.
And now the council say you have to take permission before you do that work. So, but that time it was not in my mind. I never thought I can see this much problem. So it's in more than I think 14 months now. Yes. And we are still there. So I just want to request you. I want to finish my house as soon as possible so I can move.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Fine. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Right. I think, do we have any comments from the committee? Have you had a chance to have a look at this and understand the application? Yep. Any comments at all? No.
It's an enormous extension.
Yes.
Absolutely a ginormous extension. On the face of it, it doesn't appear to, at the rear, doesn't appear to go past. So on that basis, and that basis alone, I really have no objections.
No.
As many other houses have put porches on as well, and that one proposed doesn't look to be out of place to what's gone already.
Okay. Is there anybody else from the members of the public who wish to speak on this?
So I live directly next door to the house in question, and just want to show my support in terms of getting this building work done. I think the family have lived there for a long time now, and it's been in the current state for well over a year. So it's been a long time. So in terms of getting this project completed and having the family move back in, I'm fully supportive of that. I'm happy to kind of question anything about it.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah. Okay, any other comments at all? No? So based on that, yes, sorry.
I echo actually word for word what the gentleman says. I live the other side of the house.
Right.
It has been over a year, and I look forward to it being finished and the family moving back in.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay, well, generally speaking, the committee seem to be of no objections, so we will put that through the council as a no objections from the town. So thank you very much. Thank you. Again, you are welcome to stay, but if you do wish to leave, do so. Two people this side, are they represented? Or
So can I just ask which application you were interested in? On the
252-962, the one on 84 Ravensbourne.
84 Ravensbourne, yes. Yes, that's is that this one? Was, wasn't it? Godstow? 962. Are you from 17 Godstow?
Yeah.
You are, yeah. Okay, I've got your piece here, so I think everybody's quite aware of this one, are they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Shall we do that one next, and then look, if you can go and sit in the warmth of your own home, then, can't you? Okay, so we go down to that application 252962, which is 84 Ravensbourne Drive, Woodley. Household application proposed loft conversion with front and rear dormers, and I think your objection was you're in Godstow, and the house actually doesn't directly overlook. It looks at an angle, doesn't it? Because Godstow goes round in a curve.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Did you want to make any comments over and above what we've got here?
Yeah, well, it's, we have a problem with the dormer. We don't mind people extending the houses or converting anything. But obviously, because they are doing the rear dormer, that will be overlooking our dining kitchen, our conservatory, our patio, our garden, and also in the landing of the ground floor. We have the first floor, we have the rooms in there, and we have a window there. Then obviously the dormer, they will be looking at all our bedrooms and everything.
Yeah.
Then it's a loss of our privacy, overlooking, and also completely out of character. The visual impact will be incredible.
Okay.
And obviously it will be a precedent for the next house the same, and the next house will be the same.
Yeah.
Then,
And at the moment, I mean, it's because the way that our garden goes around, I mean, it's Ravensbourne is already facing 5 properties sideways. So we're being already overlooked by 5 properties, but that's, we knew, we bought a house like that. Different thing is the dormers, just kind of like being on your face. And it will stop as well. I mean, it's kind of like the sunlight. I mean, it's especially now in the winter months. Essentially, we get very little sunlight. I mean, it's with the dormers. I mean, it will give even more shade into the house. So,
Yeah, sorry, it's the wrong one.
So, what did
Almost at the bottom.
Yeah, it's a bit.
Yeah.
All thrown into one.
There's quite a distance between that Ravensbourne and where you are in Godstone, no?
No.
It
You
looks,
should have a look, the back garden is not, because obviously it goes, the angle of our house is.
You can see that where the fence of the property finishes.
Yeah.
Is almost kind of like where our house starts.
Right.
And yeah, there is that, their garden is not that big. And to some extent, I mean, if they have, if they wanted to do an extension, I mean, they could do a sideways extension by all means. Because they have, I mean, there's that side entrance, which is block us. I can understand that they might want to do some extra room, but it's it really, I mean, it would be on our face. At the moment, there are trees that are blocking. I mean, there's the second, well, the first floor rooms are blocking a little bit. I mean, it has been overlooked constantly. But if they build the dormers, because it's has building, it will be just over those trees.
No, obviously it's too high to put any tree or anything there, because they will be on the roof.
I mean, certainly on the proposed elevations on there, it's totally out of sync with the street view.
Yeah, yeah.
It's going to be a three-storey
House,
building
yes.
amongst two-storey
Yeah.
houses. And, you know, I would object to it on that ground.
That's all existing.
Where's the door? Yeah. Well, can you go back?
Sorry.
If you go to the proposed elevations.
Yeah, sorry, they're not in the folder. They should be in the folder. I need to go and find them on the website.
Yeah. It does look like a three-storey.
It looks like a three-storey building.
Yes.
Totally.
And it's not just the dormer, there is an additional window as well, isn't there, in the front? I think if I remember. Yeah.
And one's quite big.
The plans that we saw, they had a dormer, a small dormer on the front.
Yeah.
And the big one on the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Sorry,
that's it.
Lens and colour. And
must be on the page.
There's the location plan, plans and elevations.
Yeah, that's the one. But only had existing.
Oh, I thought there was more detail, wasn't
Must
there?
be. Yeah.
There we are. Yes.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, it's quite a lump on the top, isn't it? This is. Is there any other examples of this type of conversion? I can't think. I mean, I know Ravensbourne.
Yeah, I can't think.
Do you know
of
of any other where this has happened in Ravensbourne?
I haven't seen this front and back anywhere around there.
Oh, it's the sort of thing I expect in Woodlands Avenue.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think, you know, perhaps out of character would be one issue, certainly. I'm not sure about loss of light. Loss of light isn't, ask Carol, who's more experienced on that. Loss of light, is that a planning issue?
It is, but that's the 30-degree
rule, which this wouldn't apply. No. Overlooking is.
Depends on the level of the window as to how much overlooking there is. The higher the window, the less chance people have got to.
Well, if you look into the planning application, the back one, which is the big one, it has a small window, which I guess that would be for a toilet, but the normal window, it would be a proper window. So it would be.
You have got both front and back there.
Back there, yes.
At 3 stories.
Yeah. Being 3 stories is out of character.
Yeah.
So we'd go for that, and perhaps, you know, overbearing.
Yeah.
Okay.
There has been just a couple of comments or questions. I think it was a similar, I'm not sure if it's exactly the same, but it was a similar application for, must have been 86 Rebels Park, maybe like a year ago. We did not object to that one because it was not properly, it was essentially, it doesn't look into our property, but it did look into our neighbors, and I think it's that one got rejected as well.
Right.
But it was a very similar design, so I don't know, because if it was similar people doing the application, but it got rejected, so I mean, it's in terms of precedent that some of you were talking about before. I don't know if it's worth looking into it. And the other question that I had, I mean, is normally, or I have only done, I mean, it's kind of like one comment in working up applications before, but I could see the comments later on. With both of us commented on this application, but we didn't, I'm not able to see the comments. So I'm not sure if, and I didn't receive any email or things like that, so I don't know if that's typical or if
They were showing on the application, weren't they?
Yeah.
From 17 Godstone. On the application.
If there is no comments that I can see, I don't know how many.
Or we don't know where to look. We cannot see our comments.
I can see the progress summary and.
That's your comments there.
Okay, so those are in the.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, they are there.
I cannot see them.
No, they are in the, Wokingham Borough Council have had those comments, and they've issued this to us. All right? Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
But if you look at the side elevations as well, I'm sorry, those dormers look like a carbuncle growing on top of the roof.
Yeah. Okay, we will make those comments to Wokingham Borough, and let's keep your fingers crossed. Thank you very much.
Anything else at this stage?
I don't see that there's anything else that you can do. You've made your comments quite widely known. I think the committee, sorry, the planning officers will look into those and perhaps do a visit. No doubt they've done a visit, but I think they will look at it again based on comments that you've made before they come to a decision. But if there's anything else that you wish to add, I think this one is past this consultation period. Yeah, so this one, the comments that should have been made would have had to have been in by now. So I don't think there's anything else you can do at this stage other than wait for the results of the officer's decision.
Okay, because we sent an email to the borough councillor, but we didn't get any reply. But obviously, it was Christmas period.
Yes.
Do we need to contact her again, or?
No, I would say now it's past the date, 31st of December. That's gone. So what you've done is sufficient for the officers to make a decision on.
Your comments have definitely been recorded.
Yes, they have been recorded.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'll do the rest of you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right, we come down to, it's all gone quiet.
Michael, I didn't see you over there.
Back, because this boy's picnic.
Right, where are we? Yes, Dunbar Drive, 252904. This is 53 Dunbar Drive, retrospective householder application for the proposed rear porch. Had a look at this one. I really couldn't see any reason to object. It wasn't interfering with anybody at all. It's just a porch on the back of the house. And anybody else got any reasons to? No. Okay.
I believe, I think the the Greg is here for the, I believe for the Loudon airfield. Even give some views and something. Shall I call him or?
Oh, is there somebody here?
Yeah, no, because Greg is here.
Oh, Greg.
Consulting on that one. I believe that one because.
Right.
Shall I call him?
Well, you can, if he's got something to say on this one, because it is his wall.
Sorry.
Yeah, okay.
Because I think you would rather consult him.
Right. Okay.
That's fine.
Right, okay, so.
Yeah, I'm
no,
sorry.
That one's okay, so we're quite happy that we've got no reason to
Sorry
object.
about that. Thank you.
Next one up is 252928, 60 Rochester Avenue, household application for the proposed erection of a two-storey side extension following demolition of existing carport. 298. 60 Rochester, couldn't see anything object on that one, but anything, nothing?
I mean, it's very tight, but
Yeah.
it's okay.
Right, okay, that one's okay. And then we come down to 253034, 15 Cornfield Road, household application, proposed erection of porch, extension and internal modifications. Again, I think this one was where am I? Cornfield. Couldn't see anything at all with this one, is it? Nothing at all? No? That's that one. Over the page. Right. 253068, 121 Fairwater Drive, household application for the proposed single-storey front extension to include one number roof lantern and single-storey rear extension. 068. Again, couldn't see any great issues with this one.
No.
No? Anything at all? No? You're happy, Dave? David? You're all right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
I'd be worried, first of all, when I saw a roof lantern in the front.
With what, sorry? Roof lantern?
Roof lantern in the front, but no, when you look at it, no problem at all.
Okay. 253087, 20 Clover Rise, household application for proposed single-storey rear extension and the addition of a single-storey porch. This one had an objection, and I must admit, when I looked at it, the porch sticks out like a sore thumb on, it's not in keeping with the area at all, is it? It's the only one that would have that lump sticking out the front. When you look at a block plan, is there a block plan? Yeah. And it just didn't, I don't know about anything else, but it just didn't look right. But
I mean, I had no objections to the rear development, but the porch
is not.
It's totally out of character.
Yeah. It's a line, they're in a line, those in Clover. And, that one with a lump sticking out the front. In fact, I didn't think there was that much of a pavement.
There isn't.
No.
It's very tiny pavement.
Yeah. So you're virtually going to come out straight onto the pavement. So it's
It's a new world estate and then.
Yeah. That's right. Anybody else got any feelings on it? It's just like a carbuncle. That.
I thought of carbuncle when you said, yeah.
But I mean, we can't separate the two, can we? We can't say, we're quite happy with the rear extension because he's put them all in as one application. So we're going to have an objection purely because of the porch. And I think that's the only way we can go, isn't it? We can't separate it, so we object, or we recommend refusal, if that's the word, because of the out of character with the front porch. Okay. And 253090, 28 Fairwater Drive. This is a household application for the proposed erection of a two-storey side and single-storey rear extension. I'll make for that one. This is quite huge. I mean, this is almost doubling the size of the property, I believe, when you look at it, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a huge extension.
Out of character.
Yeah. I don't know what we could object on. I mean, that was, Carol, do you have any?
It's filling in the side. It's not, I don't think it's double. But the other point is that others have done it along the road.
Yeah. So it would be difficult to make an objection against it. And if we did, well, they wouldn't be upheld anyway. So what do we do? Go no objection on that one? Yeah. Okay, and finally, well, we'll be through these. 253101, 8 Woodlands Avenue, household application, proposed erection of part single, part 2-storey rear extension, including insertion of dormers following demolition of the existing rear extension and chimney, plus erection of garden shed following demolition of existing detached garage. This is what you were saying. This is where the other one would have been more in keeping. The only thing I looked at was that the shed doesn't look like a shed to me.
Well, on the plans, that's the old garage, isn't it?
No, I don't think it is it? The shed was in the garden and it's a separate building, isn't it?
It's a separate
Yeah.
building. The garage was a separate building. So the shed's gone exactly where the old garage
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
So for that reason, I didn't personally have any objection.
No, I mean, it's not an objection, but it's just, this is a typical conversion for Woodlands Avenue.
Yeah.
And you can't say it's out of character because the other one down there is, so no objection. Any objections on that at all? Any comments? No? Right, I think that's it. That's the planning applications. Okay. Planning decisions on page 13. I think when I looked at this, must admit, I didn't go right through a bit. It looked more or less as though the borough has gone very much with what we said. So I don't think there was anything at all contrary to the town. Dalton Council's recommendations. No, I think we did pretty well there, didn't we? That was obviously because I wasn't at the meeting. You all got it right.
It was quite a brief meeting.
Sorry?
It was quite a brief meeting.
It was. Yeah, I looked at the time. I thought, well, I can't get through that one. It was Christmas, wasn't it? Okay. Next on the agenda is planning decisions, planning applications, is planning appeals. And just to note that Fawcett Crescent, the appeal was dismissed there. We had no objections to it, but obviously the borough weren't happy at all with it and refused it. Went to appeal and the appeal was dismissed. So that was that one. Tree preservation orders, this is just a case to note. These 2 tree preservation orders, Mollison Close and Antrim Road, and the confirmed TPO in Woodlands Avenue. Right. And to consider the revised estimates 2025 budget, 26 annual grant applications on page 15. So now,
would you like me to
introduce
that, Chair? So thank you. So this report on page 15 and 16 and relates obviously to the yellow pages you've got as a confidential item. The report shows the revised estimates for the current financial year.
Can I stop you just 1 second, Mr. Chair? Should we have a member of the public in here while we're discussing this?
There's no reason why, other than if there's conversation about the confidential items within the yellow papers, so some of that detail.
When it comes to the discussing grants, we asked that there. I didn't think we had members of the public when we discussed grants. I thought that was
only if you're discussing the confidential items within the papers, and then you need to make a resolution.
Right. Can you pass me? For some reason I've lost it. Oh, there. I think I'm going to put it down. Okay, thank you. Right. Right. Okay. Sorry, you carrying on then?
Sorry. So pages 15 and 16, the report shows the revised estimates for the current financial year, those being as stated at the start of the year with no revisions, and the committee's budgeted expenditure in 25-26 was 23,210. One thing to note there, and the reason that the numbers might be a little confusing or a little skewed, it should be noted that the council also awarded grants to ARC, First Days and Home Starts, but they were funded from the council's youth grant fund that it had at that time. And a decision was taken to use that pot, whereas they would normally have come from the annual grants pot through this committee. Grant applications received for 2026-27, you can see there in the report, total 53,600. In addition to that, and you would have seen hopefully an email that was sent around earlier today, and you have a copy of the application here. There's an additional application from the Woodley Carnival Committee. The reason that's come in separately, it used to sit as a budget item in the revenue budget, and the internal auditor wanted to see that considered along with the other grants that the council gives, and due to the timing of it, the applications come in late, but we've managed to get it to this meeting, so that's to be considered with the other grant applications that you have there. That brings a total requested grant monies to 56,600. For some context here as well, and to be considered, the extraordinary meeting of the Strategy and Resources Committee that took place on the 16th of December set some target budgets in order to manage the budget and maintain adequate reserves at the end of next year in the context of increasing costs. And the target budget for the annual grants for this committee to consider was £30,000 for the year for 2026-27. So obviously we have got more requested there, significantly more requested than the SNR is recommending that is available, frankly, for this year. So there's obviously some conversation to that there.
Okay. So we need to discuss basically the grants to try and get within that 30,000. And Carol, you've got your hand up.
Yes, could I ask a question first of all? Is it possible that those asterisk organisations can come out of the youth budget, or is that decision been made that it can't?
They only came out previously because there was a fund available for youth grants, which is no longer there. So yeah, right.
Chair, what I did was I looked at the percentage of Woodley residents each of the organisations actually provide a service to, and on the grounds that we've got to cut the request by about 50% to get within the 30,000. I then reduced each of them according to those percentages, very roughly, and I've got a proposal for changing the figures and set, the request, but what we could maybe give, which would take us to 32,500.
32,500.
32,500.
Does that take?
33 doesn't matter. And I wonder if we did get to that point, whether we can request SNR to look at that favourably. The amounts I've got going down that list on page 17 is ARC 2,000, CAB 3,500, First Days 5,000, Keep Mobile 3,500, Link 2,500, Woodley Lunch Bunch 1,000, Parenting Special Children 1,000, Ready Bus 10,000, Volunteer Centre 1,000, and Carnival 3,000.
Right.
So just to put it out there so we can.
You're not far off what I've actually got written down. There's a few that I went ARC 3,000, Citizens Advice 5, First Days 5, Keep Mobile 3.5, Link Visiting 1.5, Woodley Lunch Bunch 1, Parenting Special Needs 1, Ready Bus, I went down to 9, you had 10. Yeah, and Woking and Volunteer Centre 1. So I don't think we were
And then Carnival.
Well, I didn't have the carnival at the time I did that, so I've actually, you've got to look at carnival. So that brought it down to 30,000, which was the target, 30, so now talking 33.
I had 33 originally, so yeah.
Right, yeah.
I'd second your proposal then, Don.
Right, but yes.
Okay, I looked at it and Redibus and Keep Mobile are both offering a similar service. Okay, having sat on both committees for a while, I discovered that in fact the number of residents in Woodley that are using either service is quite limited, and they only do certain trips for them. So they will do a supermarket trip twice a week, but that's limited to one coach, one little minibus load. Okay, so it's limited in the number of residents from Woodley that can use the service, and it's limited as to where they go as well.
Right.
Okay, and I think therefore we ought to be asking both organisations where they are applying for other funding, because I've certainly heard it from one of the organisations that they don't need to worry because Woodley Council will give them a generous donation. Okay.
Right. Well, I think both Carol idea. I mean, we hit both Keep Mobile and Redibus quite hard in their reduction. I don't know how much further we would go.
I think you can go further.
You think we can go further?
And apart from which, as both organisations do the same thing, why are we giving one so much more than the other?
Do not Redibus operate more services in Woodley than Keep Mobile? I seem to see more of their vehicles.
I think before you actually go to them and give them a sum, you've actually got to find out some statistics from them about how many rides they actually do in Woodley and where to.
311 out of 4,000 they do for Woodley Keep Mobile.
311
out of 4,000, that's an annual figure.
Right, okay. And what about Redibus?
That I think I put down as 10%. 10% is Woodley.
Right, yeah.
Out of how many?
Yeah, especially the Redibus, we don't need to give more than 10. Well, I mean, we need to keep 10 or below 10, like 9 or 10, something like how we use it.
David, do you have any thoughts?
Well, I looked at it slightly differently insofar as what we state is we won't give a grant for items that we think should be funded from other sources. So I looked at it slightly differently by taking out the amounts people ask for either office expenses or salaries.
Right.
That's how I came to my figure, although I only got it down to 38,500. Citizens of Advice have been very, very good to Woodley over the years. All right, it's all changed with Wokingham since I represented the council on that charity. They were too late. They missed the deadline last year for application. And they've put in for 10,000 this year as against 8,000 that they got last time. I think we've got to reduce them, but my inclination was to reduce it to £6,000, although I would quite happily go to 5, bring that down to 5, which is about £1,500 more than Carol actually suggested. I'd be happy for Thursday's Children's Charity to go down to 5.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
ARC, difficult one. Let me hold that for the moment. Keep Mobile has certainly got salaries in their application. So again, we could come down to 3 there quite easily. Link visiting.
That's also very limited as to what they do in Woodley, and they actually hold no events in Woodley, although I do know they've approached me and asked me to approach you, in fact, to see if they could actually hold one of these tables where someone sits and people can come and sit and natter. Yeah.
Well, the link visiting scheme is really for people to go to people's homes, sit down, have a cup of tea with them, make tea, and generally gives them someone to talk to where they wouldn't otherwise get that opportunity. My late mother had someone, but that was from Crossroads, which were in Reading, that used to come out and do that, and she did benefit dramatically from it. So I don't think we should discourage that scheme in Woodley. They may not visit many houses in Woodley at the moment, but I think it could be increased quite dramatically. So £2,500.
I think it's also about getting the volunteers in Woodley too.
Well, yes, but every charity's got trouble with volunteers who can't get them for love nor money. That is where the volunteer centre comes in handy, because they broker volunteers out to the other charities. See, Woodley lunch brunch, 1,000. Yeah, I mean, it's good, but should we not be thinking about, a 25% reduction down to 750?
They're all Woodley, aren't they?
That is it, it's 100%, isn't it?
They are all Woodley.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at the situation that we're in, where we've got to make major cuts. Parenting special children, I see you suggested taking it down to 1,000 there, Carol.
Yeah.
Any particular reason for that?
It was the percentage of Woodley people that they were serving. I just tried to do it without any sort of emotion, with just percentages.
I'm only thinking that I've spoken to many people on the doorstep who have special needs children, who have a great deal of problem. But, given the situation, I would be happy to take that. But as Linda said, I think Redibus has got to take the larger hit.
Well, I've got Redibus down to 9.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, that means putting Keep Mobile. I thought
Keep Mobile went down to 3.5.
Yeah, I seriously think you need to give them same amount.
You say if we took that one down, Redibus down to 9, we said link 2.5.
You could easily take Redibus down to 5 and give Keep Mobile a bit more.
10,
And you still save money.
14, 16.
What if we halved both the Redibus and Keep Mobiles?
Sorry, Robert, can you say that again?
Yeah, what if we halved the amount? So if we made Redibus 7.5 grand, Keep Mobile 3,050. So then it's parity between them both. We drop them both 50%.
But they're both doing a similar amount of journeys.
Well, I can only go by visually what I see, not by numbers, and I seem to see more activity of Redibus in Woodley than I do of Keep Mobile.
I mean, if by reducing ARC as well down to that 2,000, on the figures that I've just said, that 10, 11, 12, 14, 17, 27, that comes to 29,500. Which is right on the 30,000 that we need. But that doesn't take account of the 3,000 for the carnival, which I think, because of the enjoyment it gives the residents, we've got to keep, because it's a bookkeeping entry that we've done by moving it over to the grants.
I mean, I'm not involved with the carnival now, so I can't speak freely, but the carnival gives these charities the opportunity to raise money, as well as, you know, fund themselves. So all these charities will benefit by the carnival.
So I've taken the 3,000 carnival out of the equation, and I'm quite happy to fight my case on that with SMR at the next meeting, because I think that is a necessity. It was always budgeted for out of the annual figures, so it's just a bookkeeping entry.
Right. So are we saying then that we could end up with a budget for grants of 33,000? We could get it down to that?
Well, 32.5.
32.5, yeah. Carol?
Yeah, we've got a proposal on the table, which is for 32.5, 33. Yeah. David, could you read out where?
If you could list yours, David, then I can.
Mine, as you suggested, take ARC down to 2,000. Okay. Citizens Advice 5. First Days Charity 5. Because they do a lot of good work here in Woodley, more even than Citizens Advice. But Keep Mobile 3, Link Visiting Scheme 2.5, Woodley Lunch Branch 1,000, Parenting Special Children 1,000, Redibus 9, Mokelum Volunteer Centre 10. And I think you'll find that comes to 29,500.
And Carnival 3.
3.
And Carnival 3.
I would support that.
Yeah.
So that's 32,000.
32,500. Yeah.
And that should show quite categorically to SMR that we've made a bloody good attempt at getting it done.
Yeah.
Okay, so if that's
everybody have a vote on that?
I second, if that was
Carol
David's
seconded it,
proposal, I'm
yeah.
happy to second.
Yeah. I'll go.
And a vote on that.
Yeah.
This is 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Very good. Thank you very much. Right. I'll get back to it in a minute. Find my place. Okay. Where are we? Transportation and highways.
Recommendations
Oh,
on page
recommendation.
17.
Oh, let's go back.
Sorry.
Yeah. A recommendation. The members note the contents of the report. The members recommend approval of the revised budget estimates for the 2025-26 financial year as set out in the report. That members consider the annual grant applications against the guidelines and recommend which and how much to be awarded for inclusion in the committee's budget for 2026-27. That members recommend the budget estimates for 2026-27 to the Strategy and Resources Committee. No recommendations, okay? Yeah.
Mr. Chairman, can we add another recommendation now that we request from SNR for that additional money to be added to the pot, or however you want it.
Yeah, I can put a line in the
Yeah. So that's recommendation, SNR.
Right. Transportation highways, we received an update on Council's Community Speed Watch. I don't think there is anything, is there, to add to that at the moment?
Not that I'm aware of, Chair, no.
No. Okay. Any other highways issues that should be brought to the attention of the committee? Surely some potholes.
The trip hazards in the precinct are getting bad again.
Yeah.
Very bad. Someone actually tripped and broke their arm last week.
Whereabouts was that? Do you know?
It was actually right outside Thames Valley Hospice. Or Thames Hospice,
I
rather.
mean, these paving slabs on the areas that are unstable was always around where the trees were, the roots.
Yeah.
Is that still the case, that it is tree roots that's causing the
No,
problems?
these are pavement slabs. I was approached by the manager of the Checkers because he keeps being criticised for the paving outside of the entrance of the pub. I took it up and spoke to Wokingham, and it transpires that Punch Taverns actually own that plot of land.
They don't.
They do.
They do.
And not Wokingham. So the responsibility is down to Punch Taverns, which I've passed back. But that is a common walkway for people coming from the bus stop over round past the pub. And it was outside the pub, but the Thames Hospice side of the bollards that people have, someone's put there, that someone tripped and broke their arm. Was it last? No, it was the week of Christmas. They actually broke their arm in 2 places. So, you know, there are a lot of trip hazards looking around in that precinct.
Yes.
Thank you, Chair. Just to comment that this is a regular discussion that's coming up at the Town Centre Management Committee, and I'm raising it with the new officer who's doing the Town Centre strategy, and it's going to come up again and again and again until we get an answer to get it sorted out, because too many of our elderly people in Woodley are falling over and injuring themselves. And the borough needs to get more effective at getting rid of these trip hazards. Since I was elected, it's been a regular feature. I've raised it again and again and again, and we will continue to raise it until the borough officers deal with the trip hazards effectively.
Okay, yeah.
But at the moment, it's not a strategy, it's suggestions
Yes.
for a strategy.
Yeah.
And it cannot become a strategy, even though WBC call it a strategy, it cannot become a strategy without the approval and agreement and discussion with this town council and the Woodley Town Centre Management Partnership.
So they call it a strategy.
Yes.
And as far as they're concerned, there is a strategy for Woodley Town Centre.
The whole point is, just while you mentioned that, Kevin, perhaps you might take this up. I have had no contact from Wokingham Borough Council about the town centre regeneration.
The steering group, no.
And you've been put on it?
Yeah. Never had a thing.
Yeah. I have had some correspondence over the Christmas period from Warwick Heskins wanting to re-engage. So I will be speaking with him this week and bring that up again and bring an update back.
I've never had an invitation to a meeting or any correspondence at all. So. And we need to now, because time's getting on. We don't want decisions made without our voice.
And you're such a nice man. Why would
I keep telling them that? Right. Okay, anything else on highways?
Nope.
Right, traffic regulation order, and this is the suggestion by, well, the consideration by Wokingham Borough Council to enforce a 20-mile-an-hour speed limit on a section of Woodlands Avenue, which I think is almost from Crockenwell Road up to the leisure centre. Is the area, I think, on the map, isn't it?
No.
Or just beyond the leisure centre, is it? So, and they've asked, obviously, our views, or we'd like to be considered.
No, they've had a lot of comments from residents who are all against it. Almost all the way through, they are against a 20-mile limit up that road. They know the majority of people are against it, and yet they are going against the will of the residents.
Right. Yeah. Just trying to see if it's got his hand up. Look.
Yeah, they've got to take proper note of the comments they have received and the objections they've received. And I want that noted, please, Kevin.
I can make a note. The item is just to know, but yeah, I will record that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. Have we got any other views on that? The 20-mile-an-hour speed limit along there? Yeah. Carol.
Yeah. Being hit by a car at 20 miles an hour is a lot less painful and lethal than being hit by 30, let alone a cyclist. I can't see any reason why anybody would object to slowing traffic down for such a short length of road. So that could be noted as well. But, I just can't understand it.
Yeah. I mean, we're passing by a leisure centre and we're passing by a school. And the trend seems to be 20 mile an hour outside schools.
Yeah, when the lights are flashing,
yes.
that I am 100% in favour of. You put the notices out, and during school arrival and exit, for half an hour beforehand, you have the lights flashing, and then people stick rigidly to that 20 mile an hour limit. But during the course of the day, it's not necessary. The majority of cars are still in second gear, so their emissions are
increased.
Okay. And the difference between 20 and 30 miles an hour, with the greatest of respect, Carol, I wouldn't like to be hit by a car at 20 miles an hour or 30 miles an hour.
I could provide you the facts if you want.
But I've got more chance of being knocked down on that crossing, level crossing, by Beechwood Avenue, because of traffic coming across the roundabout, not interested in who's crossing the road. I personally have literally stopped in the middle of that zebra crossing while cars have sped past me in front of me. That is more dangerous than a 20 mile an hour limit.
Well, I can see, yeah, I take Carol's point because as a repeat offender and attended so many naughty boys school for speeding, they drum into you the damage that's done at these different speeds.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, it does make a difference. I do know it does make a difference. So,
Rob's got his hand up, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, Rob.
Thank you, Chair. I'm just going to say something against David, what he's just said. Yes, there's not a big difference between 20 and 30 miles an hour, but generally people will do 40 in a 30 and they will do 30 in a 20. So you're actually just bringing down that speed. 40 will kill you. 30 is going to hurt, but it won't kill you. So I think you're slightly wrong with what you said there, David. Carol, I agree with you. Absolutely. It should be, you know, we should be reducing that speed. And Bill, you said about it being outside the school and the leisure centre. If you look at the plan, where they've coloured the plan in green, the 30 an hour speed limit literally starts where the traffic lights are outside the leisure centre. So you're going to be coming down towards up towards Fairwater Drive, isn't it? Coming up to Fairwater Drive, you're then going to see a mini roundabout. Then ahead of you, you're going to see two 30 mile an hour signs. Then it's the traffic light, then it's the leisure centre and the school. So they should have extended it well beyond the entrance to Bournemouth and Addington. And likewise, coming down into Fairwater, again, you're going to turn the corner where the mini roundabout is, and you're going to see two 30-mile-an-hour speed limit signs just as you get to that front of that school. So those 220s should be extended a good 300 metres in both directions, I believe, on those roads. Yeah, so if we could make that as a point, I think, you know, they haven't done it far enough.
Yeah, there's one other thing you've got to consider here. It's very difficult to calibrate a speed camera to 20 mile an hour. It can be done to 30.
Yeah, but they won't.
It's very difficult.
Yeah, it's different. I'm trying to think. I mean, Bill, I've never been caught speeding because I don't speed. But seriously, when
it's funny.
I mean,
speakers on your head.
I live on a 20-mile-an-hour road, and it's literally 300 yards to the junction, where it's then a 60-mile-an-hour road. I can get from home to the junction, and I'm about 40 in second gear, so it is very easy to go above the 20-mile-an-hour speed limit. But there ain't going to be a policeman stood at the end of a speed gun. You know, they won't be you think in the areas of Woodley where the speed cameras always are, you know, London Bridge Road, Sheps House Hill, London Road, they're always in the same places. So they're the problem areas where the speeding is. They're not going to be pursuing these roads unless, of course, the statistics prove that it's an accident hotspot. You know, they're not going to be zapping people at 20.
All right, thank you. Yeah. I mean, I must say, I've got a thought on David's point about the flashing indicator to 20 mile an hour during school times. I think, you know, that could we make a comment on that? Are we able to make suggestions?
I mean, the decision that is on the 9th of January, this item is to note the consultation period.
Exactly, yeah. Okay.
I think especially we need to request for how you said the recommendation, or especially wherever the schools, any road with the schools, we need to reduce to 20 actually. Because nowadays, if we see even after school as well, there is a lot of activities in the schools. But still parents are coming and children are going, especially the inside the town, inner roads, wherever the schools are there, we need to reduce that one to 20.
Right. Okay. Right. We come on to community issues. Any community issues that we need to highlight and discuss? Yes, Carol.
I'm not sure if it's a community issue or it's information, but I'm doing a 55-mile walk around the boundary of Woking Borough for my charity, my mayor's charity. And I've got another 32 to go, but I would welcome anybody who would like to support me, please. I can provide Kevin with the Just Giving reference, but
you're not doing it in one go then. Shucks.
26 is my limit on one go. So not done.
My fear was when you said to support you, I thought you wanted us to come with you.
I have lots of people that are going to be coming, have come and are going with me. So to raise that issue. So hopefully, sorry if that's not the right place to have it.
No, it's really to be noted anyway, so that's good. Okay, any other community issues? No. Publication information to note the following: the Promise Inclusion newsletter, December 25, and future agenda items. Anything else that we need to add to the next agenda or agendas to come?
Just going back to the previous one, the publications, but the Promise Inclusion newsletter, just to remind everyone that I have my own quiz night on the 22nd of February, I think it is, for Promise Inclusion. So the tickets will be going on sale as soon as I manage to speak to Anushka.
Yeah, we'll make sure everyone's
Okay.
aware. Yeah.
No, that's good. Right, publicity and website, anything for inclusion on that? Think? Just on the publicity, the problems that are occurring over the Herald distribution, because I didn't get one, is that something that we can sort out in future so that everybody is getting one and getting it at the right time?
Yeah, we are looking into it. I need to pick that up and speak to
Yeah.
about it, 'cause we've had quite a few comments
Yeah.
about it.
Okay. Anything else? No? On that, we'll close the meeting and thank everybody for attending. And enjoy the nice cool evening.
Look at your drinks cabinet, Robert. Very good.
Kevin, can we leave you confidential?
Yeah, of course, yes, please.
Well, I've got some else.
Sorry?
On these cold winter evenings,